Hi, everybody, and welcome to Articulate Thursdays. I'm your host, the mild-mannered community development specialist, Nabil, and like always, very delighted to be joined by the ever wonderful Tanya. Tanya, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm good. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Articulate Thursday.
Great. Every Articulate Thursday is special for me, at least, and this is no exception. What we wanted to share with you today is Tanya's and my experience with Canada Day, with what the town did, but also with some of the cool initiatives that were in and around Canada Day. One of them being the rock painting initiative, and Tanya can speak a little bit more about that. So, what exactly was the inspirational rock painting initiative, Tanya?
Sure. So this year, Canada Day was very different than previous Canada Days because we couldn't gather as a large group or a large community to celebrate. So we thought we would have a lead up to Canada Day to inspire people to think about Canada Day coming up. And so with the inspirational rock paintings, we decided to ask Oakville residents to do these simple acts of kindness. So we are familiar through all of our daily walks, coming upon these decorated rocks that have lovely messages on them or lovely paintings. So we thought, why don't we do this to celebrate Canada Day? So we had 3 drop-off locations in each of our business districts. Westwood Park, so that's the Kerr Street area, Bronte Heritage Waterfront Butterfly Gazebo, so down in Bronte, and then the corner of Centennial Square at Lakeshore and Navy Street. So we asked people to drop off their painted rocks, and we would collect all those rocks, and on Canada Day, we would install them and not necessarily hide them, but share them with everyone.
Mhm.
So I went down and took photos, and we're going to share the rocks with you. The Oakville Public Library did a YouTube painting demonstration for us by Anna Snyder, which was lovely. And then we also had a local artist, Kimberly Scholes, who also did a Facebook Live painting with us a few weeks ago. So if you do visit us every Thursday, you will have remembered Kimberly showing us her rocks. And actually, her Canada Day rock will be on today.
Great, absolutely. And before we get to the rocks, Tanya, maybe we can share how we sort of utilize the momentum of this positive messages from the rocks with the virtual Canada Day celebration. So why don't you just tell the public how the Canada Day celebration came to be, and how did we go the virtual route for this particular initiative?
Great. Yes. So every year, all municipalities celebrate Canada Day with fireworks and an event with musicians and performers. And so, unfortunately, this year we couldn't do that. But we did have a Heritage Canada grant to celebrate Canada Day. And we had to rethink how we would do that. And so, like many other municipalities, we decided to go virtual, which means that all of our programming would be online. And so what we decided to do was use the town's social media channels, so that's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, to celebrate on the day. So we had programming from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We engaged local community groups, so we thought we would keep this local and invite groups to lead an activity or perform an act or a musical performance and give us Canada Day greetings. And so we had a lot of great groups. Nabil assisted with some of the videotaping of that, so which was a lot of fun. We had greetings from the mayor and council. We had an Indigenous welcome, a fitness workout by our fitness team here at the town. Nabil, do you want to mention some other groups that you
Yeah,
remember working with?
totally. I think all in all, we had 33 videos that were shared throughout the day, and it was lots of fun putting it together, and a lot of fun watching the sort of the final product. We had Oakville Improv, we had the Oakville Chinese Network, and then there's so many to name. So if I forget it, that doesn't mean your performance wasn't awesome. It's just that my memory isn't the greatest. We had martial arts organizations that are sort of participating. Oakville Symphony also was there. So there was tons of cool activities. The uh, Halton Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton was also there. They did a really cool Calypso Jams session with everybody. So all in all, it was fantastic. And I think the most important thing was that we kept it local, because community now is more important than ever. And so, it was a service we provided to our residents, and we made sure that the talent that we sort of put on, the virtual stage was also local, to highlight the cool things that are happening in Oakville and in Halton, and how we continue to come together as a community. So it was super fun, super enjoyable, and it's made all the better with sort of the rocks that community residents sort of dropped off along the way. And Tanya, I know you collected the rocks recently, so just give us some rough numbers of how many rocks do you think people submitted, and what was your experience like with collecting them?
Yeah, so we had various shapes and sizes of rocks that were dropped off. So these were dropped off by community members. We had baskets by the signs in all three locations. I want to say we probably had about 100 rocks in total. Some rocks moved to other places, which is great. Someone is enjoying some of these rocks. And I just collected all the rocks on Monday that were remaining. And I've brought them back to town hall. And when we reopen to the public, we will have a display in one of our town facilities with all of the rocks that are still remaining. So you'll see the baskets here where we dropped off rocks, and some of them had some lovely sayings on them. They were all very brightly painted. So this is at Centennial Square. So what I did is I took all the rocks out of the basket before Canada Day, and I just lined them up along the planter, the edge of the planter, so everyone could see them. And more were also dropped off after Canada Day, which is wonderful. To bring some attention to each of the locations, we invited Chalkmaster Dave to come and draw on the sidewalk, and he did some really beautiful drawings. So this is at Westwood Park Gazebo. We have the turtle pond, and this was really fabulous, and it's in perspective, so you can actually stand in a certain location and take a selfie, and the turtles are sort of coming up to the surface of
Mhm.
the water. So that was fun. And at Westwood Park, that's also a small fountain. So the water does run on the rocks there behind. So it was a nice, thoughtful installation to have the turtles with the rocks. Then at Bronte Butterfly Gazebo, there was the classic polar bear. And as most people know, Coronation Park is the site for the polar bear dip every January 1st. I don't know, Nabil, if you participate in that. I do not. But the polar bear dip is very popular. So we thought the polar bear would be fun to have at Bronte.
Totally. I'm a regular actually at those dips. No, I would love to participate. I don't think I have. I need to build a little bit more courage to take that dip, but maybe, who knows? Maybe this winter you might see me there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I love the
Uh,
3D effect as well, right? I think you were mentioning, Tanya, how uh, it's definitely like an interactive artwork, right? It's not just static. Like when you look at it, it looks like it's so much more interactive than it is. And we were at Westwood Gazebo, right, for the Canada Day giveaway, and it looked awesome. The turtle, the turtle painting, and residents really appreciated it, right? We got lots of good feedback from residents in regards to the painting. So Chalkmaster Dave, thank you so much for putting your brilliant work into play, and we, the residents truly benefited from sort of the experience. Um, I love the messages actually, Tanya, and I'm sure you appreciated them as well. Some very creative, and also inspirational. Anything that stood out to you at all, Tanya, in your collection of rocks that you want to share?
Well, I quite enjoyed like the donut is a lot of fun, and the
Of course.
watermelon because we're right in the thick of summer right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also some very thoughtful ones. So saying thank you to frontline workers,
Mm-hmm.
um, inhale courage, exhale fear.
I
So
love that. Yeah.
those were really engaging. I know there was a baby giraffe that was recently born at the Toronto Zoo. So
Mm-hmm.
I made that connection when I saw the giraffe stand tall. There were some messages about truth and reconciliation. So I thought that was very meaningful
Absolutely.
as well, as a reminder on Canada Day that we still have a journey to take and
Mm-hmm.
work needs to be done. So there were lots of very thoughtful messages that were included. I think there was one that had freedom on it. So lots of powerful messages and fun
Totally.
one as well.
Absolutely, right. And that's it's all about perspective, and it's all about hearing those perspectives and those voices, right? So to everybody, thank you so much for participating in that wonderful initiative. Tanya, before we wrap it up, I think it would be very fair for us to share our experiences with the tree giveaway that took place a few weeks before ago. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So this was another event that we coordinated leading up to Canada Day. So because we couldn't celebrate together, we thought, well, why don't we give away some things to the community? And one of them was a tree giveaway. Canada turned 153 years old, so we
Hmm.
decided to give away 153 trees. So we had three types of trees that represented our national tree, so the sugar maple, our provincial tree, which is the white pine, and our local Oakville tree, which is the white oak. So residents could line up, physically distanced, and we would give away a tree if you wanted one. If you didn't want a tree, you could have a flower to plant something in your garden. So the idea was that you could plant something that would commemorate the year of 2020, that you could reflect on. And all of the flowers that we were giving away are from our greenhouses, and it was extra plantings that we had this year because we couldn't plant everything in the time that we had. And so it was wonderful to be able to continue to share all the plantings in the community. We had flags we were giving away, hand sanitizers, so various small objects as well. If you didn't have a garden that you could plant in, or you could come and take a flower and give it to a friend, or leave it on their doorstep for them. So it was a wonderful day. It was the Friday before Canada Day. Nabil and I were at Westwood Park, and other staff were at other locations. And we were physically distanced, but we were able to talk to people and touch base. And for me, it was I think maybe the first time I'd been out in public, um, talking to people in the park, and I quite enjoyed it. How
Yeah, it
did you
was.
feel about the day?
Oh, I loved it. You know what? I came to be, we were definitely physically distant, but we were socially connected, right? Which is sort of what Celebration of Canada is all about in all its different perspectives and acknowledgments. That it's a coming together of so many different experiences of what it means to be Canadian, the good and the bad, obviously. But I really enjoyed interacting with residents, and having something nice to give away to them, and just having them appreciate sort of the cool things that the town is doing, given the fact that we can't do much when it comes to sort of the celebration and as we've done in years past. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic. You can see by the smiling faces of residents that they appreciate it as well. So definitely super awesome, super enjoyable. Some more pictures. Tanya, you were a superstar that day. We got rid of those trees and the planters and all the goodies that we were giving away in a much shorter time than we anticipated. Right, we were planning on being there till about 8, but I think about 5:36 we were in about 2 hours. Right, it was gone, which means it was fun, it was hectic, and it was entertaining. Right,
Yes,
um,
and it was a beautiful day. It was a really
fantastic
beautiful
day.
summer day, and it was quite enjoyable to see everyone and just touch base with people.
Absolutely. So here's just some more pictures of residents sort of coming together, and we had the Canada Day flags, which I know local businesses also received, and I saw them putting it up at their storefronts, which was also really nice to see. And yeah, so that was that. That's it, folks. Tanya, anything to add before we wrap up today's Articulate Thursday?
Just thank you everyone for coming out, and for those who participated in any of our events, because we had some challenges on Canada Day, to which I believe some prizes are going out for. And, you know, just thinking about our future and how the rest of 2020 will unfold, and that everyone stays safe and well.
Absolutely. So with that, folks, you know what one of the things I would like to put it out there is why don't you the public share with us some cool initiatives that you would like the town to participate in, right? So what Articulate Thursday activity do you want to see next, right? We'd love to get your feedback on some cool ideas, some cool inspiration for some artwork. Feel free to comment on our Facebook and let us know, and we'll be sure to definitely take that into consideration, see how we can make that a reality for our next Articulate Thursday. So with that said, Tanya, thank you once again. Take care, Oakville. This is your host, Nabil. Have a good one.